Everyone, it's Heather. I'm really learning a lot about proactivity lately and really on how to better implement it into our lives because it's really it's something that we're born with naturally, but it's something that's so easy to fall away from and really learn to be more reactive than proactive. So I wanted to I found a proactivity application suggestion sort of test that I would love to share with you guys, just so that maybe you can include some proactivity in your day as well. So I've got 4 steps. The first one says, for a full day, listen to your language and the language of the people around you. How often do you hear reactive phrases such as if only, or I can't, or I have to? Because you have to remember that those words are words where people are feeling like they are forced into doing things, like the situation requires things and that sort of thing. But we forget that you can say, I choose to. You know, like a tennis tournament, you don't have to go to it, you choose to go to it. Even if it's a competition you're part of, rather than just watching, whatever the case. It's a choice, not just necessarily a determination. Then the second one, and I apologize if I go too fast because I'd like it to be that you can really listen to this and learn it and even write it down if you choose. So the second one says, identify an experience you might encounter in the near future where, based on past experience, you would probably behave reactively. Revise this situation in the context of your circle of influence. Now, your circle of influence is that which you can control. So how could you respond proactively? Take several moments and create the experience vividly in your mind, picturing yourself responding in a proactive manner. Remind yourself of the gap between stimulus and response. Make a commitment to yourself to exercise your freedom to choose. And this is big too, because when we can imagine ourselves in a certain situation in a certain way, we can also see ourselves actually we can see ourselves into reality acting. Like, we can see ourselves doing this, and then we can further implement that into our actual daily life, so we can change how we begin acting in response to people, so that we will more have a proactive response that's really going to bring us further forward instead of hold us back into the same little box and the 4 walls that surround us sometimes. Let me get to the third one here. I'm kind of getting my notes a little bit mixed up. Now, the third one says, select a problem from your work or your personal life that is frustrating to you. Determine whether it is a direct, indirect, or no control problem. Identify the first step you can take in your circle of influence to solve it, and then take that step. Something that I was reading just today actually said that discipline is making a commitment and then actually doing it. And that's really a big thing, because a lot of times we'll say, this is how you do it, or this is what I'm going to do, but we can say it, we can write down the list, we can write down the steps, but actually doing it is another action altogether and a real commitment. So take the time to really commit to what you have decided to do, to follow through on remedying this problem that you have found in your personal life or your work life. And then lastly, number 4 says, try the 30-day proactivity test. Be aware of the change in your circle of influence. Now, I will include that in the description of this video so that you can really understand it, but it's just a 30-day practice of being proactive daily. And this is something that we can really do a 360 on the lives that we see and in the reality that we project for ourselves. Because really remember that there is, when you stretch something, you can't always go back to the same size. And with our brains, there's such a neuroplasticity that we can just expand, and we can be so much more. The brain, years ago, they thought it stopped growing when we were in our teens, and that was it, that there was no more growth after that. That has so been proven wrong many times. There is constant ability to keep growing, keep learning, and keep expanding our knowledge and our mind. So really just take what you can from this, act proactively as best you can, and really see what you can do to reverse your reactive responses so that you are more proactive, and so that life is more working in your favor, and that you're really bringing yourself the results you're looking for. Past that, have an incredible day, and I'll see you soon.